So let's see if we can create, successfully create a new repository. Come at the top here and click on the plus. And up the top here we have different options, and the one we want is the create option. Destination path, so let's go on browse, and we're going to go through to an Unreal Engine 5 project I created earlier. So this is pretty basic. Select that folder. Let's just call it BP Tutorial 1. And we want that to be Git. If we click on that, we get the option to create a repository automatically on another account, but we're not going to do that. We just want to create this local one initially, and then we're going to go and set up our repository remotely and push it. So let's just go create. Already exists. Do you wish to continue to create a repository in this folder? Yes, I do. So let's go and do that. And this is what we get. So same as before, BP Tutorial 1. We have all the files here that are already existing there. So there's many, about 400, I think, different files. Now we could, if we wanted to go from here, just hit stage all. It would stage them, and then we could push them. But what we really need to do initially is set up the Git03 file. So if we come into settings, if we go to advanced, is it? Here it is. And we go to our Git03 file here. We already have one. Click on edit. And we find it's empty. So what we need to do is find what we're going to put in that Git03 file. So let's just, I'm sure I have that here, right here. So we can, if we just do a search, this comes up easily enough. So GitHub, Git03, Unreal Engine 5, and you'll come to one of these, and basically that gives us a pretty standard Git03 file. So we can download that. We can just as easily just copy all this. Control C, go back, and then Control V should copy all that in with any luck, and then we go File, Save. Close that, go back here, and if we go edit again, just to check, we have our information in there. So it's basically taking all these and saying, look, ignore all of these particular files. We don't need to update those. And if we just hit OK, we should find that, in fact, it's hard to see because there are so many files here, but we have actually, we are now ignoring unnecessary files here. We're just getting the ones that we need. So what we do now is, if we go on stage all, it's the first thing we need to do. Yeah, so it's going to tell us at the moment that some of these are more than 10 megabytes. And these are the assets, these are the basic assets from the Unreal file, some of the starter content. I'm okay with that at the moment, that's fine. So let's just go okay, no problem. And that is gonna take a minute or two. Or more. There we go. Okay, so not too long. So now we have it staged. But if you go and look at the branches, we don't have any branches. We have no, we haven't actually committed it. So the next thing we need to do is actually commit this. We've staged it. If we commit, can't commit. What's what have I done? Oh, commit. Oh, there you go. I did that purposely. You left the commit message blank. Are you sure you want to commit with no description to your changes? Not recommended. Yeah, okay, so let's cancel. So down the bottom here, we get the option to put something meaningful in there. I showed you some before, some meaningful comments. For this one, really, it is initial commit. That's really all we need to put here because we're not making any changes. This is the setup. So if we go commit now, we have created ourselves a master branch and with initial commit here, and it's telling us as well what we did. So it's telling us who did it, telling us like the commit, the sort of comment there. And we can go through and actually go and have a look at all the files that were committed and updated in that particular commit. So that's relatively painless. The one thing you really do need to remember is to update your git-ignore before doing your initial commit. Otherwise, you'll end up with a whole lot of crap in there, which you don't want. And your repo will be very large, much larger than it really needs to be. So that's pretty easy. So the next thing we'll do is we'll go on to GitLab and we'll set up a project on GitLab and push our initial commit onto our GitLab repo. So we'll come back and do that.